I just visited the surgeon and I'm going to finally have this shoulder replaced. He said, you should have had this done years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago. I said, yeah, I know. It's one of the sacrifices. One of the sacrifices to stay really on the life path and personal and business path. And I just, I really couldn't afford to take time off. I don't want to be sitting around doing nothing, looking at a computer screen, inactive. And so I've worn it out completely. The silver lining, though, is he said there's a new technology or a new component that they've been using in Europe for a while, but never in the U.S. In the U.S., they use steel, really, and they take this whole thing and they drive it they cut the ball off your arm. I guess, what is that, the humerus? Is that what that is? They cut the ball off your humerus and they drive this down into the bone, this component. It's really heavy, and it's got this steel ball on it, half round ball. He's like, the problem is like that sits up against your scap like this, and it rotates like this. And he's like, with the amount of kind of just what you do in life and friction, you're gonna wear it down. The steel is harder than the bone, and what happens is you wear it down, and now you're in real trouble. But there's this European component that is the same. I don't know what the right word is. It's basically the same structure as bone, but it's like a composite or a polymer or something. He's like, Pete, this is something brand new. I can put it in your shoulder, and it should last the rest of your life. And so I'm actually excited to get surgery, and so we scheduled that sucker for December. Going to get this shoulder replaced, and then next year I got to get this shoulder replaced. And I'm just going to say pain. Pain and life go together. They're like peas and carrots. Whether that is physical pain, emotional pain, career pain, growing pain. Like, pain is a constant, and I've definitely found a way to deal with pain. I think there's good pain, and then I think there's bad pain, and I think the good pain is the pain that builds emotional calluses and allows you to be better, and the bad pain is the pain that leaves scars and you become worse. You've heard the doctors say in the past, like, if you break a bone, it's going to grow back stronger. That's a good thing, I guess, right? You want it to grow back stronger and more robust, and I would call that calluses. Whereas if you tear the ligaments off your ankle, they're torn forever unless you get surgery. And that's not going to scar over and get stronger. It's going to stay weak forever. It seems to me in the things I've dealt with in business and life, pain is chunky. It's like punches in bunches. If you've ever heard that term, like a boxer, you want punches in bunches. A jab, a hook, a cross, uppercut. You want to put them in bunches. Feel them out, and then land a few punches in bunches. Well, there's also pain in bunches. It seems like when the world is collapsing around you, it all happens at the same time. And that's the type of pain that can make or break somebody. It can scare you from trying something in the future, or it can show you a way to do it differently in the future. If you look at it as a learning opportunity, and a tuition payment, and don't look at it as a mistake and become resentful for it. After we had our first business, Amanda and I, and we shut it down during the recession and we lost everything, I remember her saying, I do not want to be in business anymore. Like, the pain was too much. I don't want to be in business anymore. I want you to go find a job, put your resume together, like go work for somebody. And that's emotional pain, right? It's not physical, and sometimes physical, sometimes emotional can be way more than physical. And I remember just telling her, like, this is all I know. The only way I know how to eat is by killing. Like, I am not designed for a world that everybody else plugs into. I don't plug in. A cube in a round hole doesn't work. And and back then, that the pain of losing the business, the pain of the conversation, of alignment, of trying to show her how my mind worked and show her what I wanted to do, she had to find that comfort, or that thing that was guaranteed. And nothing is guaranteed in life. Let me tell you right now, I don't care if you're at the top of the world, there can always be a big fall, and the good thing is you can always climb back up. And that's what people don't understand about pain. You can be at the very top and come all the way down and look back up and say, damn, I need to do that again. I need to get there. I have these tools to help me out. I know these people who can give me a helping hand. I have better relationships. I have a stronger mind, good connections, good connective tissue. And those are the gifts you learn if you use your pain as a superpower. But I remember having that conversation with her, and finally us aligning on this is what I want to do in life, is start this company, Origin. And that was my second decade of opportunity, starting Origin. It's funny because the pain is always there. It's always going to be there. The pain of life. And so my message is, regardless of what you're trying to do, if you're working for a great company like Origin, if you're working for yourself, if you're in school, if you're trying or testing yourself, or taking a chance, taking a risk on yourself, the bottom line is it's worth it. It's worth trying that thing you want to do. And it's worth, if you don't get it right, it's worth trying it again. And if you don't get it right that time, it's worth trying it again. And to keep trying and to keep going until you physically can't anymore. And what I'm fighting against right now in my life is just that physicality. I want to keep going like I did when I was 20 years old, physically moving through the world and solving these problems of, it's going to be painful. I already know it's going to be painful. Tell me something I don't know. So anyways, keep your head up, keep your head on a swivel. Life doesn't get any easier. It just gets, you just understand it better. And because you understand it better, you gain an appreciation, and you can see the difference between pain that scars and pain that builds calluses. And I hope this channel is helping some of you folks with that. And if it is, please comment below and let me know what it's helping you with, and what some of these words are helping you with. And if you like them, I'll keep giving them to you. And if you want to hear something else or want me to talk about other topics, outside of business life, that's fine too. Inside of business, just hit me with it. I'm an open book. So please comment below, give me your thoughts, and have a good one.